Sneak peek of the first honeycomb aluminium panel that we've cut for the build. And there it is. All properly chamfered. It's an evolution of the original because it goes right to the edges. And it means we can get a good pitch of rivets there, a good pitch of rivets through here. We can put some in here where there never was, and that will be bomb-proof by comparison. And I'll show you why, because I'm going to show you the riveting disaster that it was. A quick lesson on rivets. I didn't get into it in the last video, but I'm going to explain a few things now because I will be doing things differently, and it's important to explain why, I think. Now, these rivets here, these two, once held a honeycomb aluminium panel, which is inside of the A-pillar. It's the third side of the triangle, which I'll show you later. These rivets, as you can see, are completely unscathed. They're not bent, twisted, deformed in any way. They're just sitting there still in the steel. And they're on a 2-inch pitch, 50mm. And around each rivet, you have a small area where the rivet actually has some influence. Further away you get, the less it's doing. And the same there. So what you've got is a small area, about a 1/2 inch, and a small area, 1/2 inch, and a big bit in the middle where it does nothing whatsoever. There was some glue in there, which is good, but the rivets weren't doing much. Now those rivets are 1/8 of an inch diameter, 3.2mm. The rule of thumb with a rivet is when you put something together, you have your stack up height, which is the thickness of the materials, plus 1.5 diameters. Now 1.5 diameters on an 1/8 rivet is 4.8mm, and the stack up height is this steel, which is 1.1mm. 19 gauge in old money, plus a 1/2mm outer skin on the honeycomb. So the stack up height is 1.6 plus 1.5 diameters is 6.4. That was the correct grip length for those rivets. And yet these ones, after they've been pulled, still measure out at 7.7. So these are completely the wrong rivets to do what was asked of them. They've basically done nothing and left the thing to be held together by its glue, which has failed. So this is something I'm going to change. This is being done differently. This is the honeycomb, old honeycomb, back where it goes. That's the line that we're too close to the edge, behind there. That's the line that was never a rivet. And there's a good reason why it's like this, which I'll show you. The biggest problem is that this doesn't go all the way into the bottom of that hole. It's got a squared off end. So it'll only go so far into there, and that restricts how much space you've got to put rivets in it. So essentially this whole panel is too narrow for the job. So what to do about it when we build a new panel? So clearly we want to rebuild this so it's plenty strong, and possibly how it should have been from day one. I've had the local woodyard machine some timber. The woodyard that makes that terrible humming noise that drives me mad and spoils the audio. That's been machined to 14mm thick, which is exactly the same as the honeycomb. But in this instance, it's been chamfered off. at both sides, such that it will fit into there properly with no room to spare. And you can just about see there that when that pitch of rivets is marked on it, it just makes it, we've got about 2 diameters there, about 1/4 of an inch. So that fits in there exactly as the other one did, except now it's properly chamfered, so it goes all the way to the bottom. So you can see that we can easily get a pitch of rivets into there, and it's going to land on the aluminium. And it has this strangely comforting fit tab A into slot B arrangement with the honeycomb, a bit like those cardboard models you used to make as a kid, or I did. There's also a hole there, which is for no idea, but we might be able to work it out.
On 3.
3?
Yeah.
2.
1. Oh.
There you have it, and this is the first new honeycomb aluminium panel that's going into the build. Sneak peek. And as you can see, it's been chamfered so it'll fit into there. It's been chamfered so it'll tuck under there. And that means when this goes together, we can get rivets, the right rivets this time, into there. It's not going to miss the edges. Into here, it's not going to be anywhere near the edge, so we're going to get a good pitch there, a good pitch there, a pitch in there where there never was, and that will be bulletproof. The only thing I'm not going to do here is recut this hole. Now, I haven't just drawn that with a crayon. That's been drawn from the inside of the one on the original panel, and it was that crooked. But I'm not going to put that in, and there's a good reason for that, which I'm going to explain now. Now this is all theory, but this is the other A-pillar. And in the honeycomb, there's a hole. But crucially, in the pillar, there's also a hole. And this means that in theory, you could pass something through there, through that one, down the pillar and out of this one. But the other side hasn't got that hole. It isn't there. It's only on the left-hand side of the car. And what I think has happened is someone at some point, because there was an idea this was going to be a road car, someone has said, oh, what if we put central locking in it and electric windows? How are we going to get the wires to the doors? And I think that's what this has been for, because I can't think of any other explanation. And I think what you're meant to do when you build your luxury RS200 is you put the wires with the plugs for your central locking and your electric windows through there, and you threadle them down through the pillar and you pull them out here, and then you get them into the door. And I think that's what they've done, but they haven't done it on the other side. So as long as you want electric windows and central locking on one side only, you're fine. If you want it both sides, you've got to cut the hole in there. Just a theory, but because we're not going central locking and electric windows, I'm not going to create these holes in the honeycomb. Somebody wants to fit that later, let them cut holes. Some really good progress there. Happy with that. It's slow, it's painstaking, it all looks a bit messy, but it's really getting there now. And next time we'll show you how we cut the honeycomb aluminium and shaped it, because that was something none of us have had a lot of experience with, and it got a bit funny at times. So we'll show you that. And in the meantime, hope you've enjoyed watching this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell everyone, and we'll just keep at it. We'll just keep doing this. Thanks for watching.